What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bryce with the Real Squad. Welcome back. Look who I got with me. Look who we brought back.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I'm back with another classic.
Today, we have Barbarian.
Barbarian.
All right. This is just released on HBOmax. It was in theaters for a minute. A lot of hype around this movie. I wasn't able to see it in theaters. You got to see it in theaters, right?
I got to see it in a really good theater, too, so.
All right. First off,
I have opinions.
what is your first initial thoughts?
First initial thought was...
Keep it 100.
I'm going to keep it 100. All right. I like the originality of it. I like how it didn't go into, like, the fucking, like, what's the movie? Conjurings and all that. Like, right. I like how it strayed away from that. Okay. I like,
what's something new?
What bro who made the Conjurings and stuff?
James Wan.
I like how they didn't go with the whole James Wan. I feel like that's the trend now. You feel me? So I feel I appreciate that.
Okay. My initial thoughts. Like I said, like you said, the originality was good. I liked it, but I was very underwhelmed at the ending, and I was kind of like, where's all this hype coming from? But I think I know. I think we can pinpoint it down.
I'm gonna shed some light on that for you.
Right. So let's get into these first impressions.
Okay.
All right. So the music was pretty good. The tone was pretty good. I definitely liked the camera work. He did something where, like, the camera did like this jolting move. It would show you like the main character's perspective for a second, and then it would show you what they're looking at. It was pretty dope how he did that. So I never really seen that before. Mind you, this is a spoiler review. Movie's out on streaming, so spoilers ahead. Just a quick warning.
Go look at that.
In the setup, how Detroit looks is all grimy looking. You get to this Airbnb. You have the I forgot, it was one of the Skarsgård's brother. I'll pull his name up.
I think it's Bill.
Bill? All right. Well, yeah, you got him staying there. He's such a good actor. And he plays like the can you trust him, can you not trust him role pretty good. Did you like him?
Yeah. So the first part of the movie, the first act, if you will, with Bill Skarsgård and I forgot the young lady's name. We'll get that. Yeah. I feel like they had very good chemistry. I feel like a couple of her decisions in the first act weren't the smartest, but I get why they did it for the movie, and I also like the undertones of that, of like, right, don't be judging people just because you of your preconceived notions of like society.
They had a bunch of undertones going on.
Yeah.
Also like how they did all the acts. So everything is set up to perfectly the first act, second act, and third act, and how it would just cut straight into like something horrific into something like so bright and colorful and happy, or the tone just changed. It's jarring at first, but like I get it, but it worked out. It worked for me.
Yeah, like you said, I liked how it set you up, it had you in a spot, and then it took you away from that. You know what I mean? It's like it's not just keeping you like. I mean, even though that's still a good thing in a lot of movies because it keeps the tension going on for like the entire movie, but you feel like you about to have a heart attack or something. It kind of gave you a break from that. You know what I mean? It gave you a break, even though after a little while into that break, it kind of gets back into
exactly. It leads you right back into the tension. Where you left off at though, so it wasn't even like you missed out on anything. It's gonna bring you right back to where it left off. You mentioned something about the survivor.
Okay, yeah. So the survivor, is a black woman, bro. It's a black person, first of all, but a black woman in
Finally
general.
Survives the movie.
Finally survived, bro. Like, I appreciate that. It's original. That's original.
All right, we could both agree with that. How do you feel about the creature design and like the house design and pretty much like the setup of how the whole movie is kind of like a bottle film, but
Yeah, the creatures. I'm fine with it. Could have been better, obviously.
It was practical, so it was cool.
It was practical effects. It wasn't no CGI.
The crazy. What is it? What would she be like? A inbred lady?
Yeah, inbred, man, woman, whatever it was, like a 6 foot woman with.
Yeah, she was hecka big.
She was hecka big, and then like her whole thing with like wanting to be the maternal figure of something. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Forcing it. You know what I mean? Like
I did like that.
Yeah, because she was inbred, so she really like she doesn't understand the entire aspect of like family life. You know what I'm saying? She
is pretty much a caged creature.
Yeah, bro had her down there like watching that movie
over and
over again. So that's all she kind of knew. You know what I'm saying?
I actually like that.
Yeah, I like the originality of that, and they made her like smart and dumb at the same time. You know what I mean? Like
she was smart enough.
She was smart enough. Like she's like how a lion is smart,
to know how,
or like how a tiger is smart.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like a tiger, like they obviously don't know words and shit. Like they don't know.
She was
like
good enough.
But
I wanted to mention real quick the house design, like how.
Labyrinth.
Exactly. I love that. That was scary. And not being able to see initially right in front of you or behind you, and your light can't even shine all the way down the hallway. I love that. Yeah. So that was able to build the tension. Like the first act was definitely good as far as
I like the house design. I liked how you pull that rope. Like you can't initially see the door, but you pull a rope and the door opens. You know what I'm saying? So which leads me.
Wait, real quick. No, I know you want to get there. This is the last thing.
Okay.
This is the last pro we have for the movie. Then we will get to some cons. But the movie being pretty much unpredictable with the first act and the third act.
First two acts really for me.
All right. Well, for me it was the first act and the last act. I like where they went with it, but not so. I feel like a different movie I'm gonna mention later did it much better. Mm-hmm. But the first act, man. Perfect. Loved it. Perfect.
Yeah. The first act for me, I like he said, the unpredictability of it, because you don't know what Bill Skarsgård is. You don't know if he's like the bad guy. He seems like.
Is he a part of this? Is this a setup? Because they both get to the apartment or the Airbnb, like, and it's apparently a coincidence.
Seems like a bad situation.
Yeah.
It seems like this guy definitely set this up. You know what I'm saying? How could they possibly book both? They both be booked at the same time. They got same
interests. He worked he worked for the people that she about to go see.
It seemed like he set this up. It's too perfect, but it gives you, like I said, the undertones. It gives you that
feeling of being uneasy.
Yeah, the feeling of being uneasy, and also gives you the feeling of don't judge people off your preconceived notions, as I said earlier, because you never know how things gonna turn out. Because she ended up that could have ended up being her husband, being the love of her life, or just she could have been a great business opportunity.
Facts.
So, but if she would have been like, nah, I'm not about to stay here with you, blah blah blah, then the whole movie wouldn't have happened.
So we get it. Things had to be done. So now we get into what we didn't like about
the meat and potatoes.
All right. So this is pretty big for me. So first off, once the movie starts out, not starts out, but once you find out everything that's going on, like what's the whole premise, how this creature, this lady, she won't harm you as long as you're pretending to be her baby, and she'll pretty much, leave you alone or let you be until she wants to feed you or nurture you again. So you're pretty much able to roam around. So right. I kind of don't like when they give an out to the back, even though it wasn't technically a real out, but it made her not as scary no more. She actually had they made her likable, I guess. Not really, but like they made you. Mm. Because at the end they did something where like she really did genuinely think that the main character was her baby. You know what I mean? Like she was really holding it down for her.
They humanized her a little bit.
Exactly. That's the word I'm looking for. They humanized her with that.
Yeah, they made her more like less predictable, for lack of whatever. But like for me, that's what it was. Like he said, the predictability became out of it once you like tell us like, all right, all you got to do is this. You know what I'm saying? Even though we still not about to get out of here, you could kind of start to paint a picture of how you gonna get out of it. To whereas a lot of better, like I ain't gonna say better movies, but like a lot of different movies who did it better, they leave that tension all the way to the end, and then they snap it at the end. Then you get kind of released once you figure out, and then you figure out like how we gonna get out of it. But this, they kind of did it kind of early.
Yeah, so what you saying that they, there's like an old homeless guy that mentions like, oh, there's something else worse in the house. Mm-hmm. And when you find out what that thing is the dad, the original dad who owned the house, who never really left, just had been inbreeding with women for over 40 years, I guess. And
he doesn't feel dangerous.
Yeah, like, he's pretty old. Like he's bedridden, so yeah. I get that he is like metaphorically, he is the most dangerous thing in the house because of what he's done. But technically, at a physical level, he's not dangerous at all because he's bedridden. Yeah. So I thought for a second I was still with it because I'm like, oh, maybe it's another thing down there. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this for this long. It's obviously going to be some more down there, but that wasn't even it.
They'd have had like an inbred brother or something, like somebody protecting him. Or like I was saying earlier, like in House of a Thousand Corpses. Y'all go check that out if you ain't seen it. It's pretty good. Yeah. Dr. Death, he had like a super being down there, like protecting the catacombs or whatever. You know what I mean? If it had been something like that, you know what I'm saying? It'd have been like, that's what that homeless dude was talking about. That's what's more dangerous down there.
Or like the Mad Max, the Master Blaster. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you have the midget on top of the giant head. Like, you know what I'm saying? He on his back. So like, you know what I'm saying? He can't really do nothing, but he got the physical muscle there that's not really smart that he can control.
Exactly.
So I feel like they definitely. Well, we both feel like they missed the ball on that. It was a lot of plot holes as far as like what happened to the other babies or to all the women that he did have. It was a bunch of cages down there that was empty with blood everywhere. Like maybe he buried the bodies, maybe they died over time, maybe they ate them because it wasn't said that she had a food source or nothing. It didn't really show them with a food source. So maybe they were just stealing stuff from the people that was visiting or whatever like that. So yeah. Oh, real quick, I wanted to mention Justin Long's character was hilarious. He was played a terrific asshole. It was funny, perfect. He did a good job. I would definitely
also goes with the undertone thing, like because at first because of his character, you don't think like
initially
you think he raped somebody, but then as the movie carries on and goes on, you be like, oh shit, like
right. So really the last thing we wanted to bring up and what possibly could have done it better, and one of the things. Well, I mentioned Malignant. That was a movie that came out, I believe, either earlier this year, a James Wan movie, funny enough. It was just crazy, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they tried to get. I feel like that's what they tried to do here at the end of the movie with the creature being like super strong and able to do all these feats and not die until they needed it to die. But I feel like Malignant did that a little bit better with their creature as far as it being kind of ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And also Don't Breathe. Like you had like a really good setup, you know what I'm saying? Like
people under the stairs too.
Oh yeah, people under the stairs. Like you got a whole maze or you know that whole system going on under your house that you don't know about.
Inbred people under the stairs, under the house type thing.
Then you have like a little taste of the Hills Have Eyes with the inbred stuff. But I was gonna say with the Don't Breathe thing, it's just like you have a good setup here, and you know you can sprinkle in a little bit more craziness at the end as far as like, okay, yeah, this dude is killing people and he's blind and the house is completely black. It's scary, but then again he got somebody downstairs kidnapped that he's doing crazy stuff to. But it made you want the people in the house that survived to probably try to save that person downstairs that he had captured. But with this here, it was nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? It just got crazy. And it wasn't, you were still just really kind of worried about the main character, but at the end of the day, you weren't, because you know she wasn't in initial danger because the thing was going to kill her. But, you know, we're going to give it a rating real quick. Okay. But that was just our quick initial thoughts. What would you want to rate it?
I'm going to rate it a 6. And because for me, like, the first 2 acts were good. I liked the first act, the unpredictability, and I liked how they went into the basically origin story of the real villain. The dad, you know what I'm saying? They went to how he became this person, how this whole situation ended up happening. But the third act to me, bro, was just it's like they ran out of stuff to talk about. Like, you know what I mean?
It got a little bit too over the top.
It got wacky, bro.
Yeah, it got over the top. It wasn't scary. It wasn't scary anymore. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I did like it just a little bit more because I see what they was trying to do. I get it. But like I said, it didn't completely scare me like that. But I guess I can see why people are loving it. Like, it was original.
It's original. I get it. I get that. And I'm not mad at the 7.5. I'm not mad at Rotten Tomatoes giving it whatever. Like, the critic one, 92, that's kind of high to me. But the 70 with the audience one,
it makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right. But thank you guys for coming through. It's been real with the Real Squad. Did you guys see Barbarian? Are you going to watch it? It's on HBOmax. Let us know in the comments below. Make sure y'all hit that like and that sub. We're going to be here with some more. Welcome my man back. Make sure y'all let him know in the comments that we glad he back, all right?
Yeah, let me know.
All right, y'all. Real Squad, we up out of here. Peace.